Hey, what's going on? This is Thomas Galdenzi with Combat Sports Coverage. I'm here interviewing Chris, the Lefty Lopez, over his upcoming Fury Fighting Championship fight, June 17th, 2016, at the Humble Civic Center. So, Lopez, tell me how you're feeling about 2 weeks out from this big fight with Sam Muhammad.
I'm feeling good, man. I'm just ready to get on the road and get another fight under my belt and progress in my career. 2 more weeks.
That's great. How's your training camp going? Where are you training at? Who are you training with?
This camp's been a little bit different for me. I normally go. I try and go to Octagon MMA for a couple of days, a week, a few weeks out at every camp. But this time I got stuck with all the floods and stuff going on in Houston, stuck here in Houston. So we've all been training back home here at Team Cook. All my guys have been coming through and training with me there at the gym. So this is the first time I'm staying home. So.
Oh, nice. And so, how do you see this fight playing out with Sam Muhammad? Do you see this fight, mainly playing out on the feet? Do you see it hitting the ground? Do you see you winning by a KO, a TKO, a submission, or is it just going to be an all-out war?
I usually don't like to predict shit, like be cocky and arrogant and stuff, but I'm due for a KO or a TKO. I think I'm due for a finish. I've been working hard and I'm ready to go wherever. He's a big dude. I'm fighting him at 180, so he's a bigger guy, and I'm ready for that. And I know how to deal with that. And I'm going in there for a KO for a finish. So that's just the plan. So.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I mean, you both hit hard. He is a big guy. He's kind of wild, but I can see you catching him and definitely making this fight exciting. And so, since you are taking this fight at a bigger weight class at 185, is there a reason? Is there a reason why you did that? Do you plan on moving up in weight or what?
No, to be honest with you, just all the guys that are around here, the guys that make sense. I don't fight. Let me first of all say this: I don't fight because I need the money, and so I don't go around calling dudes out. That if you're gonna make it out to the higher circuits, you're gonna go through all the best guys, and I think this is just a good progression. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A good progression, and I kind of forgot where I was going with that. I'm sorry, I caught off guard a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. But so basically, do you see yourself taking more fights at 185? Do you like to get down around that one weight class, or you mainly going to be sticking around 170? Just gotta wait.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Like for all the fights that I needed to fight at my progression, all the names that have the same amount of fights, and the guys out here, none of them were available.
Mm-hmm.
So he was available. He wanted to fight. I needed to fight, and so he's a bigger guy. He fights at 85 and stuff, and so we decided at 180. So that's just what it was. I'm gonna always be a welterweight. I'm not big for 85 and 70 is pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was a 65, it'd be different. But I'm gonna be a welterweight. I think just the circumstances of this situation,
Nice.
So.
And do you have anything planned for after this fight? Do you have any other fights set up, or maybe in your mind, or is there anyone that you're looking to fight maybe after this fight?
I'm not looking to fight anyone. I think the right guys are gonna fight at the right time on the bigger shows. I'm lined up. I'm dedicated to fight for Fury. Not just because I've trained with him and known him, coming up, but he's always given me an opportunity to fight, being from out of town. So, if I have it my way, I'll fight 2 more times for them this year, because that's what they have lined up on their schedule. But there's a big gap in between this fight and the next one, and there's a show in San Antonio that I hear is coming up with Rocks, and I'd be interested to see what's going on with that show. And then, I'm always down to fight in South Texas. I want to get my name out in South Texas, where I'm from, and I've been trying to get a hold of STSC and maybe come on as a replacement if someone falls out. So I'm just trying to stay busy this year. I want to get 5 in this year. So.
Oh, wow. Nice. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I like to see you fight, so that's awesome if you stay more busier the better because you're always putting on exciting fights. You're always throwing down, which is awesome. And so tell me about, your last fight. It was your first, setback as a professional. And so tell me how that fight felt versus you and Charlie because, I mean, that was a great fight. I was there. I saw it. It was awesome. You guys put on a hell of a fight. And I believe it was a split decision, How do you think, do you ever see you guys ever rematching?
I liked the way the fight went. I thought that I took over the fight. To be honest with you, I was asked if I wanted a rematch on this next show, which is coming up in the next 2 weeks, and I said I'm in. It even came up, like on a social media forum. I tagged his dad and said, let's just do it. Especially if people want to see it. A lot of people had already wanted to see that fight before, and then it finally happened for Fury. It could have happened in Legacy, but it wasn't going to happen on 2 weeks' notice. I caught a lot of heat for that, for not taking that fight. But like I said, I knew we'd fight at the right time. So we could have fought on this card coming up. They chose not to fight. Smart decision. And it is what it is. I mean, if he's going where I plan to go, we'll see each other again.
Yeah. Exactly. And so is there any other fight on the card for the Fury card that we should maybe keep our eyes out? Any other fight you could think of?
Man, honestly, I've trained with a bunch of guys on the card. As far as the matchup wise, it sounds dumb, but I'm not a big fan, so I haven't really looked at the matchups and to see who else is on the card. But like I said, there's a lot of guys. The thing about Fury, and I like for this argument to come up with anyone. You name any lineup that they have compared to any other organizations, undercard and all. And other than big money people coming in the fight, they're throwing good cards. So I can't even name the names, the matchups that are on the card that I'm really excited about. But that every time Fury has a card, that all these fights are legit fights. So
that is true. Yeah, they always put on great fights, and they always got same guys, great skills and everything. So it's awesome. And then what's something you like to do outside of grinding and training and doing fighting? What do you do outside of all that?
Man, honestly, I just went back to training full time. I haven't been training full time for a couple of years. I had a job and was working a lot in San Antonio, so I was commuting a lot. So for me, I couldn't really tell you. You know what I mean? Other than training and stuff, on the weekends, I'm pretty much recovering. I'm just trying to play catch up. You know what I mean? I was hurt for a whole year and a half when I had surgery and stuff. So I lost a couple of a year and a half on some fights. So that's basically been all that's going on. But I like sports. You know what I mean? I like to watch sports. I'll go to a baseball game. I'll go check out a Nationals game or a basketball game if I ever get the opportunity. I'm just, I'm not one of those big fanatics. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's awesome. And so there's an upcoming UFC fight this Saturday night, UFC 198. They have the main event is Michael Bisping taking on Rook Rockhold for the middleweight title, and Uriah Faber versus Dominic Cruz for the UFC bantamweight title. I just kind of want to get your picks for those fights. Who you think is going to win and why? So we'll start off with the main event. Who do you think will win out of Rook Rockhold versus Michael Bisping?
Man, I would like for Michael Bisping to win. Just because he's a lifer, he's in the UFC, he's made a career out of it, But I just think Rockhold right now is hot. I think he's coming in there with a lot of confidence, and no matter what's said and done, they're 1-1 with each other. But a sparring match isn't the same as a fight, And Rockhold's 1-up on a fight. But if I could root for someone to win, I'd like for Bisping to win. Just because he's on the end of his career, and he's had a great career, and that'd be good,
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see Bisping win it. I think Rockhold's going to, but I want to see Bisping. And then who's your pick for Dominic Cruz versus Uriah Faber?
Man, I want to go go back and watch the fight when they fought in the UFC. For some reason, I don't remember a lot of these lower weight class scraps and stuff. But I think if there's any time that Uriah can pull something off, it's now, and it's gonna put him right in where he needs to be. Hopefully, in contention for that. Oh, actually, it is for the belt. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. See, I don't even remember that Cruz took it. So
Oh, dang.
He's actually fighting for the strap again.
Yeah.
If he's gonna win the belt, man, I'll just say this: if he's gonna win the belt, he can win it against Dominic Cruz. He knows how to win against Dominic Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
But his matchups against like Gustaf, it's a harder matchup. It's a different matchup. Even though the movement's different, they still fight different.
Mm-hmm.
So I, for this fight though, I'm gonna have to still go, with Cruz. But I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be surprised to see Uriah pull it off, and maybe put that belt on his mantle for his career. Like Cruz can already say he's been a champion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If Uriah doesn't get this one, who knows how many shots he's gonna get?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like I feel the same way. I would like to kind of see Faber get it just because I feel like he could get that win and kind of retire as a champion. Be like, okay, I'm done. Let's pass it on to Cody. But Cruz, I remember I saw them fight actually live in Vegas, and it was a great fight. It was but I think Cruz is going to be a little too slick. And so, do you?
It sounds dumb, man, but like from a fan, I want Uriah to win because honestly, I don't think if he doesn't win, it's going to be hard for him, even though he doesn't have to fight a lot of guys to win back up, to keep fighting for a title.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think Dominic's going to win. But I'm saying, if from a fan's point of view, I would love to see Uriah at least put it on, you know what I mean? Because you never know. At that age, Uriah's already been in the game a long time.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And do you ever see yourself trying out for something like the Ultimate Fighter?
I tried out for it before, man. People say different things. People say they know who they want when they go in there. I've had friends or acquaintances that have gone on to the second and third rounds. Like it's a long process,
Mm-hmm.
They even fly you back for like a couple other visits and interviews and stuff.
Oh wow.
But I've tried out for it before. I come from I'm lucky enough to have a manager that's a top tier management company that works directly with the UFC. So it kind of helped me like going over there.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of guys traveled around from the United States to try out for that show, and they ended up scratching the show. So the trials didn't even matter.
Damn.
So for me, I think I'd like to. In all honesty, I'd like to fight for Fury as far as I can all the way up to. They're about to do big things. They're changing a lot. Production starting to come into play. TV talk starting to come into play. And I went 3-0 for Legacy coming up too. So hopefully if I can get back with these guys and start fighting, for these guys just down here, that it'll work out. Because a lot of guys made it that way too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then, if you could pick any team in the whole wide world to train with, what team would it be?
Well, it depends where you're at. There's lots of great teams. I've been to lots of places. You know what I mean? It just depends if you have you can go. I could say cities, but then you'd have to say, okay, well, you have to have freedom to train at all the gyms in the same city. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But, as far as Texas wise, I think I would like to be at. I wish I could be at Octagon MMA full time. I've been there. I go there often. It's in Dallas. I just haven't moved up there just because a lot of things living in Houston and whatnot. But as far as a high level gym where you're gonna get a real look on what UFC fighters look like, I think Octagon MMA is where it's at. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's where Johnny Hendricks came from, right?
No, a lot of people get the misconception. He came from Team Takedown, which is in Fort Worth, and Team Takedown is basically OSU alumni guys with money that just took a bunch of wrestlers and made a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're on their own, but I don't even think he's with them anymore.
Yeah.
But Dave Stott is the coach at Octagon, and I think he has about 5 or 6 guys that he corners in the UFC. At least 3 that are in the gym, and he has guys like Steven Peterson fighting for the title coming up. There is a packed gym, and it's I really like training there. and I learn a lot when I go there. It's a tough grinding game, you know.
That's awesome. And so, is there any sponsors or any training partners that you want to give a shout out for and say, give them a huge thank you for being there for you and helping you during this camp?
I just want to thank my normal gyms as usual. I train at Team Cook in Houston, and then when I'm home in San Antonio, I train at Rodrigo Pinero's. I haven't been home since the floods, but I just want to know that I got a lot of love for those guys. I want to thank Ace Office Furniture in Houston for helping me out. Kevin has helped me out a lot for these past few camps, and ever since we started working together, I'm really looking forward to it. And also, I'd like to thank Habanero Grill in San Antonio for helping me out. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. So, yeah, make sure everyone to check out Chris the Lefty Lopez. Go to war June 17th, 2016 at the Humble Civic Center for Fury Fighting Championship.